Saw dudes, over the past few weeks I've had some comments requesting that I make an updated conditional finality build or an updated no backup plans build. We'll be using the two chunkiest shotguns to make an entrance every time. Conditional finality, Legend of Acreus, of course they will be paired with no backup plans. Nothing screams Titan like grabbing a loaded shotgun and putting a slug between the eyes of any who oppose you. Today's setup is all about going balls to the wall using the 35% shotgun damage bonus that no backup plans provides. We will be supplementing that with surge mods, which do stack with the bonus. With that out of the way, let's get started. Let's cover the truly American playstyle. You'll want to have an overshield at all times. Either get shotgun kills, use your barricade, or hit enemies with your throwing shield. While an overshield is up, use your shotguns to take out priority targets. Approach combat carefully, and use your grenade to soften up and disorient targets. When the overshield runs out, head back to cover and create orbs. Get another overshield and show them what justice really means. Rinse and repeat. This setup can use Sentinel Shield or Ward of Dawn, it just comes down to preference. Sentinel Shield can clear ads easily and provides mobile cover for teammates, plus it fills the gaps for Captain America cosplays. Ward of Dawn is much better in endgame content since it provides superior coverage and a damage boost that can be utilized by raid fire teams. Rally Barricade is the better option of the two class abilities. It greatly enhances reload speed, which is important for our shotgun DPS, and has a lower cooldown for a higher effective uptime. Shield Throw is used because we need on-demand overshields and because we are auditioning to be the next Avenger. Lastly, I chose Vortex Grenade for its ease of use. Aspects for the better Captain America are Bastion and Offensive Bulwark. Bastion causes barricades we cast to generate a 45 HP void overshield for us and allies within 15 meters. While behind the barricade, we are granted 10 overshield HP per second. Offensive Bulwark causes void overshields to grant 400% additional base grenade regen rate, 100% increased melee damage, and increase melee lunge range to 5.5 meters. We're going to use Echo of Harvest, Persistence, Remnants, and Undermining for our Fragments. Harvest causes kills on weakened enemies to spawn an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. Persistence causes overshields to last 50% longer. Remnants extends the duration of our Vortex Grenade by 50%. And finally, Echo of Undermining causes Void Grenades to apply weaken to enemies on hit for 5 seconds. It's armor time. The cowboy hat had Solar Siphon, Font of Wisdom, and Special Ammo Finder. Solar Siphon may be swapped to Arc Siphon depending on your loadout choice later on. On no backup plans, there was Bolstering Detonation, Focusing Strike, and Font of Vigor. The chest plate had melee damage resistance and 2 variable resistance mods. For the boost, there was Innervation and 2 copies of Stasis Weapon Surge. Like the Siphon mod, these may be swapped to Arc Weapon Surge later on. Finally, the mark had Distribution, Reaper, and Time Dilation. For this build, you will need high resilience since our whole game loop revolves around getting overshields for a damage bonus. You can get away with running tier 9, but having tier 10 is the best for cooldowns and survivability. Next up, you want to invest in strength and discipline. You can invest the rest of your points in intellect. If you enjoyed the AMERICAAAAA references so far, consider subbing. It helps me out a ton. Today's build has 2 weapon loadouts, both of which have a heavy emphasis on shotgun usage. There are a ton of options in every slot, so I may have missed a weapon you like using. If you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments section. Weapon loadout 1 uses Conditional Finality, Callous Mini Tool, and Cold Comfort. For this loadout, you will be running Solar Siphon and Stasis Weapon Surges. Conditional Finality is a fan favorite shotgun for the lucky ones that own it. It has a perfect blend of single target and AoE damage. Both shots can stun unstoppable champions and can slow down gameplay enough to recover health in bad situations. The Shatter and Ignition damage can clear crowds easily. The Ignition itself is insanely useful since kills with it can proc the overshield from no backup plans. From my testing, the Shatter damage does not have the same effect. It only takes 2 fodder kills to proc the overshield, so you can have constant damage buffs all the time. Callous Mini Tool is the most solid close range king when it comes to solar weapons. For this build, you can go any of number of routes. I chose to use the Unrelenting and Surrounded combo for a sustained tank playstyle. You can always use Incandescent in the last slot for better ad clear, but because we can't build into it, I don't recommend it. If you need other options to cover more range, you can try out BXR Battler or Trustee. Trustee is especially good for general ability regeneration when using Incandescent. Cold Comfort will be our boss DPS tool. It's best used when Stasis Weapon Surges are active. There are 2 roles that are worth farming for: Envious Assassin and Chill Clip, and Envious Assassin and Bait and Switch. Envious Assassin is extremely important for having 2 rockets loaded for DPS phases and is useful regardless of the circumstances. Chill Clip is great for dealing with overload champions, but does not help with boss DPS. If you want to carry DPS phases and rain Hellfire like F-15 jets, use Bait and Switch. Bait and Switch stacks with Stasis Weapon Surges and works beautifully with Wolfpack rounds from Galahorn. Weapon Loadout 2 uses Heritage, Posterity, and Legend of Acreus. For this loadout, you will need to use Arc Siphon and Arc Weapon Surge mods. Heritage is a perfect shotgun for damage phases and champion melting. Even though it is a slug frame and can't add clear easily, it more than makes up for it in fire rate and versatility. The role I went with was Small Bore, Assault Mag, Reconstruction, and Focus Fury. Focus Fury can be swapped out for Vorpal Weapon for a passive damage bonus versus champions and bosses. Assault Mag is non-negotiable since it directly increases fire rate for a DPS increase. The Bray Inheritance Origin perk grants 0.86% ability energy to all abilities on hit. This may not sound like much, but throughout a Nightfall this will add up. Posterity is our Overload Champion stunning tool and general add clear weapon. I crafted mine with Corkscrew Rifling, Tactical Mag, Volt Shot, and Frenzy. Volt Shot is perfect for clearing out trash fodder and can easily apply Jolt to tougher targets for additional DPS. Frenzy is a damage perk and reload perk all in one. It does stack with our Surge mods for added benefit, but is only here because it is very consistent and doesn't require us to jump through too many hoops. Posterity also has a Bray Inheritance Origin perk, but only grants 0.463% grenade, barricade, and melee energy on hit. Before you ask, no, Volt Shot does not interact with the perk. Legend of Acreus is a shotgun that rounds out the rest of our loadout. This big iron fires 15 pellets in a wide spread, and the pellets have no damage fall off and can punch through an unlimited amount of targets within their 12-meter travel range. The catalyst for the gun grants it 40 reload speed, 2 extra rounds in the magazine, 3 extra rounds in the reserves, and an trench barrel. Acreus can function as a close-range add-clear tool and boss DPS option with all the added bells and whistles. Remember to reload cancel when using this gun, since it can reload one shell in the time that it takes to fire another shot. Alright everyone, that's the build for America Titans. I want to explain why I didn't use Devour though. Devour's nerf caused it to return less grenade energy and have the healing that it provided. We already have on-demand health regeneration and an overshield from no backup plans, so it seemed redundant. The additional grenade regen from offensive bulwark helps keep our energy levels up without the need for constant kills. With this loadout, you can slow down the fight to a pace that you like. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and as always, thank you for watching, and happy farming.